Okay, today we're gonna make Instant Pot creamy garlic parmigiani chicken passata or whatever that is. Passata. All right. So first, I'm gonna prep our cock and our crying thing, and we'll get those set up here. Diced up the cryamajig thingy. It is a little bit on the eye-watery side. It's not too bad. Cut the breasts into strips and then cut them into tiny pieces using the handy-dandy kitchen shears. It's always nice to have those. So now we're just going to put these here slimy cock bits into the bowl. This is just wonderful. Oh, yes. So slimy. Just fine. Add a little bit of olive oil, the extra nerd type. A little bit of salt, non-kosher. Some coarse black pepper. What you got there? Organic Italian seasoning. It's probably not actually organic. We just reused the container. A healthy amount. Oh, yes. Ooh, it's one of my favorites right there. Smoked paprika. Paprika.
And my favorite.
Oh, it's my favorite too. Garlic perdur. Fancy people would use like actual garlic cloves, but you know, it's just garlic perdur.
Well, no, a lot of things call for that.
I suppose that's true.
What did you say?
Nothing.
That it's a lot?
No. Mix up the slimy cock bits. Some people call it chicken, but where's the fun in that? Delicious. All right, Instant Pot to saute. Is that plus and minus, I suppose? Nope, that's just the timer. You'd hit saute again, I think. There you go. Normal, so that's normal, more. You want it on high.
Okay, yeah.
Timer doesn't matter because once it's on saute, it's running.
Doesn't matter.
A little bit of extra nerd oil.
Sorry, seasonings.
It's okay. Seasonings? Oh, breathing in the seasonings make you sneeze. Yeah, that'll happen.
Let that get hot.
Okay, saute ready. Oil is warmed up. Oh, yeah. Ready for the onion?
Yep. Basically, just want to brown the chicken on both sides.
There you go. Mix that up.
Then just cook the onions up until they're translucent, and then we'll turn saute function off. Declase the pot
with chicken stock.
Chicken stock, because you don't want burned bits on the bottom of the Instant Pot, or else you'll get the burn notice. I've never gotten it, but apparently it's a thing.
Wasn't that like a show on NBC or something?
Burn notice?
I don't know. Though we don't really have too much.
Anyway, if you're sauteing stuff in the Instant Pot before cooking something else, you want to declase the pot with some sort of liquid before you close the lid.
And of course, we're using a non-stick pot, which is not factory, right? It's an aftermarket option.
It's an aftermarket.
Yes, aftermarket option.
It's an extra pot you can buy.
Yep. So we don't actually have anything burn stuck on the bottom there.
No.
Might be more likely with the factory OEM stainless pot.
Yeah.
Now that the meat and onions are all cooked up, we're going to turn off the saute function. That is one of the functions of the Instapot that's really nice is, I mean, not only is it a really easy, clean tool that you can use for slow cooking type stuff, pressure cooking, but having that saute function as well. So especially if you're, let's say, at a cabin or something where you don't have a lot of cooking tools or whatever, but you have power, even from a generator, or in an RV or something, this is a great tool for cooking a lot of different stuff without really having much. And so now we're just going to pour some of the chicken broth in. How much?
Well, if you're using the metal one, you would pour a tiny bit in just to scrape the bottom.
Yep.
But since we don't really have anything
to scrape,
we're just going to put 3 cups of chicken broth in.
All right.
So this can is about 2 cups.
So you need about half of the next can?
Yeah. It's probably about half.
Yeah, that'd probably be fine. All right, so now we've got the 1.5 cans of chicken broth in there.
So equals out to about 3 cups. You want to make sure that it has enough liquid to come to pressure, or else it won't come to pressure and then nothing will cook.
But generally, whatever your recipe you're using,
Will
kind
tell
of got
you
that covered. Yeah.
So I'm just using shells.
Yep.
16 ounces, so 2 cups. It's okay.
Just a little extra.
Yeah.
Bootious. And does this get stirred up?
Yeah, and then you just make sure everything is good and stirred. Make sure all the noodles are covered. That's another thing.
Yep, yeah, you want to make sure that the moisture is covering everything. Make sure it's nice and moist.
Stir it one more time.
Moist.
So.
Yes. Looks pretty good. Yep.
So now we're going to put the lid on. Make sure when you're putting the lid on, it's on venting. And you put it to sealing.
Yep.
And press manual, which is pressure cook.
Pressure cook, yeah.
Just the time to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think that was confusing for us at first when we were reading the instructions saying manual, but there's no manual button on here.
Manual. Some pots say manual, some say this.
Pressure cook.
But they're both the same thing.
For 3 minutes, you said?
Yeah. When cooking is finished, then we're going to release it.
Yep. So it's going to power up now, and it's going to start to get up the temperature.
Takes about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Once it gets up the temperature and starts coming to pressure, then that 3 minute countdown will start automatically.
The recipe uses...
So for the Parmesan, we're going to shred our own. You could just get the bagged stuff, but we find that shredding our own does tend to yield a better taste. And this one here says it's full of nutty flavor. Nutty fullness. Very good. And it's made in Wisconsin. Everything's better in Wisconsin. Well, the recipe calls for 3 ounces. This is an 8-ounce wedge, so, I mean, half of it will be a little extra cheesy. I don't really see the problem in having a little extra cheese, do you? I mean, come on. And, of course, we cheat and use the fancy little attachment to make things happen. Here's another fun thing. The KitchenAid lists 10 speeds here, but there are speeds in between because I'm on 2 right now, and it's just not fast enough, but 4 seems too fast. But you can go in between. It is just a variable potentiometer after all, and get that perfect speed for the delicious cheese. Oh yeah. It's made a nice little bowl of cheese. A cheese? Magic words? Gotta snatch it. Yeah, you can have some too, but you can only have a tiny piece. Fail. You're fired. The unit just now came to pressure. It beeped, and now the timer is started. And you can tell it came to pressure as that little silver button popped up, and that's the kind of safety release. And so now we wait. And then after that has finished cooking, it's a slow release.
No, I'm gonna.
Just a fast release from there. And then we add in the grated Parm, heavy whipping cream, and butter, and a quarter of the cream cheese, because it only calls for about 2 ounces. So, how much whipping cream is it?
A cup and a quarter cup.
Cup and a quarter. Okay, so that's pretty good. So to be nice and creamy. All right, the unit just beeped and went on to keep warm, so go ahead and we'll let it steam the curtains here, which is probably not good for the curtains, but whatever.
We're getting new ones.
Yeah, we're getting new ones anyways. I mean, it's not like we can't wash them. Definitely something where if you're using this Instapot and you have cabinets over the top, kind of like how there's cabinets over the top of the sink. Yeah, you're going to want to pull it forward.
That'll probably be water damage or something, right?
No, I'm sure it'll do something. Now we just got to let it release, which shouldn't take too long. All right, it just stopped hissing.
Oh, and the little thing dropped, so that's how you know.
Oh, yep. And it definitely smells good, that's for dang sure. Noodles are nice and cooked up.
See, those good.
Nice and floppy. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the other ingredients in.
Okay.
Yep. So we got a cup and a quarter, is that what it was?
Yep.
Of heavy whipping cream. Looks good. We got the cream cheese and butter just set aside inside that measuring cup. And the shredded Parm. Get all that precious cheese in there. And then does this melt down for a while, or does it gotta get lidded back up?
No, we just gotta wait for everything to kind of melt so I can stir it together.
Okay.
This was probably supposed to be more room temperature, but it actually got pretty soft already.
Yeah, say it's pretty hot in there,
so we'll just let it
sit for a minute and melt.
You can even do this if you want.
Just kind of set it on to keep some of the warmth in there.
Yeah.
Kind of. Not so easy with the spoon in.
Which?
Nope, that's fine. It's all right. And we could put it over on that there cock rest thing there.
Just kind of.
Yeah. We'll just let it sit for a minute. Because after all, automatically it's on keep warm anyway, so it's got good warmth going. And it's actually counting up, I believe, saying that it's on that low setting.
Yeah, that it's been
just
on for that long.
Letting you know how long it's on. And of course, you got to have a little garlic knots to go with it. We're not totally whores for Instapot or nothing. Yeah, we're whores for Instapot stuff. This thing is just as slick as tits, though, anyways. It even comes with a little basket thingy that can spin up your French fries. It's friggin' tits. It's coming together. Might be a little thin. If it's a little thin, of course, we can add a little cornstarch to thicken it up like you would with anything else.
Yeah, there's just some cream cheese that hasn't melted yet.
Yeah, that will help. And leaving it open now for a bit will help too. Okay. So it's a little thin, so we're going to use a little bit of this here Clabber Girl. And I know this ain't the right way to use cornstarch, but whatever. I mean, works fine for us. Figure as long as you're stirring it good when you put it in, it's not necessarily going to clump up. So I think that's the reason you're supposed to mix it with water, so it doesn't clump. It's already starting to look a little better.
Might need to add a little more.
A little more? We can do a little more. Get that stirred up good. Well, there we have it. Our Parmesan chicken pasta thing with garlic knots and E85. You know, candlelit dinner, and you know, about the only thing that would make this more appropriate as far as an American meal is concerned. You gotta watch TV while you eat. I mean, that's just what we do, right? So last minute to add. Is a little thin. We've never done this recipe before. if we go to do it again, probably going to do 3/4 a cup of the heavy cream instead of a cup and a quarter. Reading some comments on the recipe, that's kind of what people were suggesting as well. Less heavy cream. Otherwise, the taste is delicious. The meat is very flavorful. This is great. So, yeah, there we go. Cooking with a couple of idiots. Well, me anyways. Join us next time. We'll make some butterscotch bars. Simple way to get fat. Oh yeah, lots of fun. Focus.